In continuation with this chapter, now let's study another topic, that is the moving coil galvanometer. Moving coil galvanometer is also known as deadbeat. Here in this video, we will study why it is also known as deadbeat galvanometer. Galvanometer is a very useful device we use in laboratory to detect or measure electric current. In lab, we use Weston type galvanometer, which is based on the principle of moving coil galvanometer. So it is an instrument which is used to measure or detect electric current in an electrical circuit. Even it can measure feeble current, that is weak current, because it's a very sensitive device. And it is based on a principle that when a current carrying coil or a loop is placed in a uniform magnetic field, then the loop will experiences torque. Thus, the loop will rotate. And we have already calculated the value of torque in a current carrying loop in our previous video. Now we will use that value. Now let's study about its construction. To understand it better, consider its front view first. Moving coil galvanometer consists a rectangular, light-weighted, non-magnetic metallic frame on which conducting copper wire is winded, having n number of turns. And the ends of this copper wire is suspended through a wire which is made up of phosphor bronze, which is an alloy. And this wire is get fixed through a pointed support and through this pointed support, terminal T1 and T2 are connected through which electricity can pass. Inside this rectangular coil, soft iron core cylinder is placed. If the coil is circular, then we will use circular soft iron core. Here we are using rectangular coil, thus we are using cylinder. Now on this wire, two springs are soldered, which is made up of quartz. thus it is very elastic. One is clockwise, then the other spring will be anti-clockwise. Through this spring, a pointer is attached, which is made up of an aluminium, which is used to indicate the deflection in a coil. When the torque produces, then the coil will deflect, and this is given by this linear scale with the help of a pointer. This scale has equal divisions. In the middle, 0 is there. And this whole arrangement is placed in a permanent concave type magnetic poles. In exams, this arrangement is not asked. You have to read its top view very carefully. So here it is just to understand the construction in a better manner. So here when we will view this arrangement from the top, then only this circular part of soft iron core is visible, and on this the copper coil windings will be shown in this manner. Then this is spring, which is pivoted or fixed. Through this spring, a pointer is attached, and there is a linear scale. And a concave poles. We use concave permanent magnet here in order to get a strong, uniform and concentrated magnetic field. Here the magnetic field lines are very concentrated, as well as its direction is along the radii of this circle. The lines which are entering is equal to the lines which are coming out of the soft iron cylinder. By this construction, some question arises. For example, first question is why we are using rectangular non-magnetic metallic frame to wind copper wire. We use it because it will not get affected by a strong magnetic field. Non-magnetic material will not get affected by strong magnetic field. Second is because of this metallic frame, the magnetic flux linked with the coil changes, and thus as the magnetic flux changes, that is the number of magnetic field lines passing through the normal area, is known as magnetic flux, and as the magnetic flux changes, there is an induced current produced, that is eddy currents produced. Eddy currents produced due to change in magnetic flux. We will study it in detail in chapter number 6. And as the eddy currents produced, and this eddy currents or induced current helps the coil to stop quickly. Thus, make coil deadbeat galvanometer. That is, what do you mean by deadbeat? Number 2 is, as the coil stops quickly, thus it will become a deadbeat galvanometer. So question 2 is, what do you mean by deadbeat galvanometer? The galvanometer which gives deflection in no time. Deflection can be noted in no time, and coil comes to rest at once after the passage of current. Now the second and now third important question is, what do you mean by radial magnetic field and how it is produced? Radial magnetic field is produced by soft iron core cylinder, and this radial magnetic field helps the coil to produce same torque for every or any angular position. Which is maximum. That is, radial magnetic field helps to make area vector always perpendicular to magnetic field. And how it is produced? It is produced by soft iron core cylinder, because soft iron core has very high permeability. That is, it absorbs or attract large amount of magnetic fields, and because as it is circular, it enters magnetic field in along the radius of this circle, and because of its attractive power, it absorbs large number or more amount of magnetic field into it and produces more torque. And because of this radial magnetic field, area vector is always normal to magnetic field. And why we are using this concave poles? We are using it to get a strong, concentrated and uniform magnetic field. So in radial magnetic field, there is an important role of soft iron core cylinder. Now next question is, why we are using phosphor bronze alloy for suspension? We use it because its restoring torque per unit twist is small. That is, as we know that when the current passes through this coil, torque develops. And when the torque develops, immediately in that time, that coil this suspension wire gets twisted along with this spring. It means that same amount of restoring torque develop in the coil, which helps or try to come back the coil in its original position. So it is very sensitive. It makes galvanometer very sensitive. And if it is small, restoring torque per unit twist is small, it means it is responding very fast. Thus, galvanometer is sensitive. Its second use is its tensile strength is more. That is, it will not break by the weight of a coil. Similarly, here we are using aluminium pointer because aluminium has low weight per unit area, low mass per unit area. Therefore, it is very flexible and it will also increase the sensitivity of a galvanometer. So this is all about its construction. Now let's study about its working. In working, we will study that when current flows through the current carrying coil, then torque produced and is known as deflecting torque. It is equal to NIAB sine theta, where theta is the angle between area vector and magnetic field. Which is always 90° for any angular position of a coil because of radial magnetic field. That is, torque is bina throughout the angular motion. And because of this torque, a counter torque develops in an elastic spring by a suspension wire. Because of deflecting torque, counter torque or restoring torque develops in elastic spring, which try to regain its original position. which helps to regain the original position of coil or a loop when deflecting torque or external torque is removed. And in the working we will write about torsional constant, which is a restoring torque. Torsional constant, it is a restoring torque develops in a spring per unit twist, that is in one twist. So we can write about torsional constant that it is given by small k when the torque, external torque is produced, then the coil will get twisted and the coil will rotate, and because of this rotation the wire or the spring gets twisted, and let us suppose the angle of this twist is phi, that is for one angular twist torsional constant is small k. Therefore, for total angular twist, which is equal to phi, for phi twist, torsional constant is equal to k into phi. And in equilibrium condition, deflecting torque is equal to, that is external torque is equal to restoring torque or counter torque. Therefore, deflecting torque is beta equal to k phi, and thus we can write I equal to k by bna phi. Here torsional constant, magnetic field, number of turns and area vector all are constant. Therefore, this is known as, where k upon bna is constant, called galvanometer constant. By this relation we can write I is directly proportional to deflection. That is, more is the current passing through the coil, more will be the deflection. Less the current, less will be the deflection in the coil.